Hello and welcome to Belle Harder, Inspiring Others, and hopefully you're getting some inspiration today. This is my final and third video of the day, so kind of doing a marathon because of the scrapbooking, crafting retreat that I'm going to tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Wyndham. So if you're out and about and want to check it out, I will be having my pop-up vendor area there if you just want to see what we're up to, and hopefully join us next time. So of course, out of 3 projects, I couldn't let one go by without being blue, right? Blue is my favorite color. I love creating with it, and I love the Lovely Arrangements bundle. So let me get my camera flipped around so I can show you here what is all a part of today's card. So as you can see here, just using that pretty floral paper. There we go. Okay, so it says slow connection, but hopefully it keeps going. Hi there, Mary. Nice to see you on here. Yeah, I'm trying to make my videos today really quick and easy just because of the wind. They've been like 11 or 12 minutes only, and this one I'm going to try and wrap up as fast as I can, even though it's a little bit longer because of die cutting. But anyway, the Lovely Blossoms 12 by 12 designer series paper. How pretty is that, you guys? This weekend, I think I want to try and work on cards made with these images here. As you can see, all I need to do is cut them down, mat them, and put a sentiment on. And I've packed up some nice sentiments as well as what is part of the bundle here from the Lovely Arrangements. So as you can see here, just lovely arrangements. And everybody is really getting into kind of these extra die pieces that don't cut out the flowers and such. So there's leaves that you can stamp and then cut out, but there's also leaves that you can just cut out, and that's the ones that I'm using today, although I am going to stamp first and then punch out the flowers. So that is where that comes from. This has been very popular too, as far as my sales go, and so they must be pretty popular because I know the embellishments that go with this suite were sold out for quite some time, and I think they're back in. About the time I say that, I kind of hesitate because maybe they're sold out again. But anyway, this is the supplies list for this card. All right, so I'm going to start building, and I just get excited about it just because it's blue. So I'm going to start building with the Secret Sea card base, folding this way. And then I'm going to next go with some cloud cover and get that adhered on here with some adhesive. Oops, something funky, a little fiber of something. I'm going to get this on, and this cloud cover layer is 4 inches by 5 1/4 here. And then the next one is just going to be another 1/4 step down for measurements. Yeah, it's hard to kind of like put tape on this knowing it's going to be covered up because so many people love this layer of it as well. And so this is going to be 3.75 by 5 inches. And this is that Lovely Blossoms designer series paper here that I just showed you. And also that I'm just going to keep going and building up. And this is also from another page of the Lovely Blossoms designer series paper. This is where I did cut into some of those fun designs. Like, it's always hard to know, but for classes it's hard to work with those larger designs just because there's only one of each design on that entire page, and then it makes it hard to design a card and not have that. I should do some kind of kit. Sometimes I wonder if people would like a card kit from me or not, or if I should just keep doing what I'm doing. Sometimes there's only so many hours in the day. Okay, so this is 1.5 by 3.75 inches. Yeah, I would just love to, take a suite, especially because we have so many upcoming. Just take a day to design like 4 cards with a suite and say, hey, if you buy the bundle or the suite, you'll get 4 card kits to make this, and this from me. So that's kind of been in the back of my mind. So we'll see how that goes. All right, and maybe you can chime in with something if that would be of interest to you. All right, so now we've kind of got the base there done, and hopefully you can see that and go, oh, I can switch up different papers. I have different flowers and make something else too. Let me just stamp out some of these flowers. There's 2 different flowers, kind of an open and half closed version here. So I'm going to stamp those. Those will be die cut. And then this little die cut too, not so little, it's kind of a nice size, comes in that stamp set also. So I'm just going to keep inking on my Secret C here and stamp out Hello Friend. I'm almost going to stamp a little bit to the right of it just because I know that flowers are going to be put on the one edge. Not that it has to be covered up, but I feel like that is maybe what's going to happen here. And I'm just going to grab a little scrap of some old olive because I know I need to cut out some extra leaves. I try and have as many pieces done ahead of time before I do my videos, because these are also from a class that I've done. So usually there's a few leftover pieces, but sometimes we just have to still do the die cutting because there's not going to be leftover cut out flowers because everybody cuts their flower at the class, right? I'm gonna see if I can get two of them to cut at the same time and help if I hold it the right way. At first I was like, do I have the right die? No, Bella, you just need to put it on there the right way. Okay, let's give this a twist. There we go. I'm always looking for that one edge of the flower that's a little bit more indented than the others. Hopefully that'll stay put. Then I can just run those two through at the same time. You know what? I saw that one move. Well, it actually kind of moved back. That'll be good enough because I can always hide it with my design. And I'll show you that too, just the way this part is set up. There's some tucking and overlap. So yeah, it's not terrible there, but you can see it's not perfect. And not as perfect as I would want it to look. It's not terrible. If it's terrible, I would have cut out that bottom one and just kind of kept going. Let's see. Here we go. I think this is it. Yeah, the joys of trying to do more than one at a time, and hope that I don't breathe wrong. And there we go. This one's looking much better. All right. Okay, and then, oh shoot, speaking of doing things at the same time, I should have just squeezed this on because there's nothing to line up. I'm just going to do a couple of these leaves. So in the set of dies, there's two different leaves. This one's a single, and then there's a double as well. And so I'm just going to cut out a couple of these singles here. And I like how full it made the card look. So that's why I'm like, you know, I love having, sometimes I'll be like, a couple leaves is good enough. But in this case, I loved how the extra leaves just made the whole project look nice and full. All right, so now I'm going to bring this over here. And actually what I'm going to do to make assembly go faster is I'm going to put some dimensionals on, here's my dimensionals, on the back side of some of these here. Just gonna do this, and then as I take the back sides off, sometimes it's just so much easier to line things up when they're all ready. Because have you ever done that where you kind of line things up ahead of time and then go, oh gosh, I like it, but now I've got to undo it and hope that it all lays exactly the same way. I know some people actually will take a picture with their phone and then put the adhesive on, and then they can have better success with laying it out. But then that's just one more step, and sometimes I'm too impatient to do that one thing. I don't know if you're like that. All right, so now I'm going to lay this one down here, and then I'm going to put my Hello Friend. I kind of want to get that on first and get that tucked underneath my flower so that I don't end up accidentally covering up some of the hello or getting it too far off my card. And then I'm going to kind of stick, oops, hold on. This is the one that's going to get covered up probably the most, because remember I didn't die cut that one perfectly. This one has the most visual sticking out, so I'm going to put that one there, and then just kind of tuck this here like so. And then before I do any pressing down, I'm going to get out my glue dots and just kind of, these stems are just super tiny in here, but a lot of times as I pull it off, I just kind of pinch it so it goes and wraps itself all the way around. So we've got a glue dot kind of covering the whole top and bottom area. So I'm just going to start with my 2 singles here and just get those so that I feel like if they accidentally stick to my finger, they are actually going to rip off. And then in my little tin here that I use to die cut and have those supplies, I'm going to reach out and get the other 2. As you can see here, this is a great testament to our two-tone cardstock. Sometimes if you see, gosh, this is the right color or not the right color, when you're working on projects, if you're using two-tone cardstock, which this is, sometimes just having that little bit of color variance will give you the shade that you're looking for or that you need. Especially, you can tell I've worked with scrapbookers this weekend, and boy, a lot of time, and I enjoy it, a lot of time is spent with me looking at their photos and seeing what exactly I have that can match up. Sometimes they just like to look over all the pretty papers, and that's always fun. Doesn't everybody love to do that? And other times they're like after a certain color or pattern or something too. So it's always like the joy that I have seeing what they're up to and seeing how I can help with the problem or offer a solution. All right, so yeah, just adding in a couple single leaves, and then these are the double ones, just tucking that in. Doesn't that really make the card look nice and full and comes together very, very fast, I think. All right, now for embellishments. Like I said, these are the Moody Palette Glossy Dots, and they were sold out for quite a while. I'm going to reach on the sheet that you can tell I've been using a lot of Secret Sea, a lot of Cloud Cover, and the green. Not that I'm not giving it attention, but we have a lot of embellishments with green, and I do use them a lot. There's a reason why there's some green, the Mossy Meadow, in with our neutral color family, just because they do really add a nice neutral touch. So I'm just going to add a couple of the larger on this sheet. You can see there's larger and smaller in each color. So I love that we've got a couple larger ones so that they really pop and really blend that white and make this whole, sometimes the embellishments are what bring the whole project together by connecting it. And then I'm just going to add that third one because, of course, an odd number is pleasing to the eye like that. Hello there, Margaret and Marquet. Thanks for joining in. Good to see you guys. And thank you, Jean. You're always such a good supporter of me, not only on my team, but my projects. You always have the nicest things to say. And then let's not forget the inside. I'm going to grab a 4 by 5 1/4, and because this says hello friend, a lot of times I like to leave the inside as open and usable as possible for people. So I'm just going to go back, and this one flower that we had that was kind of half open here, I'm just going to stamp that out, and that's going to be all that's going to be on the inside of today's card. So we're still kind of following through with the theme, making it look a little fuller than plain and empty, but this adds that to it. So there you have it. Hello, friend. Yeah, so hopefully I haven't given you too much overload on creativity, but my goal was to clean off my floor. If you haven't seen my other video, I talked about how I like to pile up my projects on the floor, as I've done them in class. Now they're waiting to film for you guys that don't live local or can't make it to my events, so that way you don't miss anything. But my floor is clean, you guys, so it's very exciting because hopefully then all the projects that I filmed today, I can make up all the bits and pieces and put them in my card box to have on hand, because don't we all need cards on hand? At least I do. I go through a ton of cards, so hopefully not only do you love creating them, I hope that you love sending them and making people's day. People need encouragement, so I feel like it's our duty to do that as crafters, right? So so I probably won't, well, I know I won't be live, not planned anyway, for the rest of the week or next week, unless I decide to do a paper pumpkin unboxing. This one's really cool, you guys. I usually don't do too much with showing paper pumpkin, but this one's really fun, and every so often I feel like I should show what paper pumpkin is about and what is in a box. So I might pop on and show that, but otherwise next week. Every once in a while, I like to just rejuvenate my crafting space, and because a new catalog starts soon and I have some events that I want to show new projects with, I kind of shut down my live videos just so that I can just go through my content and see what I have and offer new projects for you that are new and exciting coming up soon after that. So thanks so much. Take care. Reach out to me if you have any questions or need any help with anything. Bye-bye.